Engines are crucial for the sustainable growth of an aerospace company, and SpaceX is leading the way. On the other hand, Elon, a company that hasn't made the same progress, has been criticizing SpaceX's technology. In response, SpaceX's leadership has fired back, leaving Elon embarrassed. In today's episode, we'll dive into it all. Just like last week, we got our first look at the new Raptor 3 engine, and just a few days later, SpaceX conducted its first test firing on August 8th at their McGregor testing facility. It was an exciting test for the Raptor 3. The Raptor 3's appearance alone is awe-inspiring. Its sleek design and advanced technical specs set a high standard for rocket engines. And this is just the beginning. When the Raptor 3 truly roars during its first test, we're sure to see a performance that exceeds all expectations, showcasing the true potential of this groundbreaking engine. While SpaceX hasn't released a video of the Raptor 3 engine test yet, Elon and Gwynne Shotwell have shared some impressive photos. These images showcase the engine's full combustion, and it looks fantastic. The clear blue exhaust plume, typical for a methane engine, indicates an efficient fuel mix that produces more thrust from the same amount of fuel. This is a significant improvement over earlier Raptor engines like versions 1 and 2, which had exhaust with more red or yellow hues due to carbon. Did you notice the white parts on the engine body? They're not actually white. Elon explained beneath the images that these sections are originally black but are covered in ice. These white patches form because of the extreme temperature differences in the rocket engine. This happens due to basic principles of thermodynamics and chemistry. Rocket propulsion relies on controlled chemical reactions that release a massive amount of energy. To achieve this, we store large amounts of fuel and oxidizer compactly and efficiently. By liquefying gases like methane and oxygen, we can store more in a smaller space compared to their gaseous form. However, these gases only become liquid at extremely low temperatures. That's why the storage tanks and pipes are kept so cold. They need to maintain cryogenic temperatures to keep the propellants in their dense liquid form. The fuel, methane, and the oxidizer, oxygen, are stored as extremely cold liquids. Liquid methane is around 160 deg, and liquid oxygen is even colder at about 180 deg. That's really cold. When these super cold liquids flow through the pipes, they chill the metal to well below the freezing point of water. The moisture in the air around these pipes freezes instantly on contact, forming the frost we see. This process, known as condensation and deposition, is the same principle that causes frost on your car windows on a chilly morning. Raptor engines and modern rockets pump about 650 kilos of these cold liquids every second. The mixture is approximately 1 part methane to 4 parts oxygen. When these cold liquids mix and ignite in the engine, they generate extremely high temperatures hot enough to burn through materials almost instantly. This sudden change from ultra-cold to super hot is what makes rocket propulsion possible. The frost you see isn't intentionally created, it's a natural result of the extreme cold meeting the surrounding air's normal temperature and humidity. Many people in the space industry have been very supportive, even praising Elon and the advanced Raptor 3 engine. However, not everyone is thrilled. There's a bit of envy and jealousy at play. One of Elon's major rivals, Tory Bruno, the CEO of Elon, has been skeptical about the Raptor V3 engine from the start. When Elon shared the first picture of Raptor 3, Bruno commented that the image showed an incomplete assembly, stating, "They've done an excellent job making the assembly simpler and more producible." On his X account, he added, "There's no need to exaggerate this by showing a partially assembled engine without controllers, fluid management, or TV systems, and then comparing it to fully assembled engines." In response, SpaceX's president, Gwynne Shotwell, ironically posted a photo of the first test firing, saying, "Our Raptor 3 works pretty good for a partially assembled engine. The images clearly show that the engine is complete and doesn't need any extra parts to function." So why would Tory Bruno make such comments? Is he envious of SpaceX's growing dominance? Let's dive into this. SpaceX's increasing dominance in the space industry has become more apparent, as shown by the latest data from the first quarter of this year. The company's achievements during this time highlight its growing lead over competitors and its potential to transform the entire space industry. In the first 3 months of the year, SpaceX completed an impressive 31 launches, far surpassing its closest rivals. This number is more than triple the launches of the Chinese Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation CASC, which did 9, and over 6 times more than Russia's Roscosmos, which did 5. This gap underscores SpaceX's superior launch capabilities and operational efficiency. The contrast becomes even more striking when you look at the number of spacecraft launched. SpaceX deployed an astounding 525 spacecraft in that quarter, largely thanks to its Starlink satellite constellation project. In comparison, Musk launched just 27 spacecraft, and Elon, a joint venture between Lockheed Martin and Boeing, managed only 7. This huge difference highlights SpaceX's ability to not only launch more often but also to carry much larger payloads with each launch. Looking forward, SpaceX's plans for the rest of the year are truly groundbreaking. The company aims to complete 144 launches, averaging about 3 per week. This unprecedented pace would usher in a new era of space accessibility and utilization. Elon Musk's comment that SpaceX could handle over 90% of all Earth payloads to orbit by the end of this year further underscores the company's potential to dominate the global launch market. Such control over the market could have significant consequences for the space industry. It might push competitors to innovate quickly or risk becoming obsolete, potentially leading to a major shakeup in the global space sector. Tory Bruno is probably quite concerned about how quickly SpaceX is advancing and unhappy with the impact it's having on the broader space community.